Hey everyone, today we're going to discuss Python's built-in data types. This will be a high-level overview of each of Python's built-in data types. I plan on creating future videos with more in-depth discussions about each of these data types and how to work with them. For now, let's jump right in. First, we'll take a look at strings. A string is any series of characters in quotes that are interpreted literally by the script. More technically, a string in Python is an array of bytes representing Unicode characters. A string can be enclosed in either double or single quotes. The next data type we'll take a look at is an integer. An integer, or an int, is simply just an integer number with no decimal. For example, if I say x equals 5, that's an integer. If I say x equals 5.0, that is not an integer. That would actually be a float, which is what we're going to talk about next. A float is a floating point number, more commonly known by the general public as a decimal number. Next, we're going to talk about the complex data type. This data type represents a complex number in math, where one part of the number is real, 5 here, and one part of the number is imaginary, f here, which should actually be a j, but I've never used it, so that's why I didn't know. But that's why my IDE is getting angry at me here. Next, we'll take a look at dictionaries. Dictionaries are a kind of hash table and are also known in programming as an associative array. Dictionaries consist of a collection of key-value pairs in which each pair maps the key to its associated value. Dictionaries can store a variety of different data types, and each key doesn't need to be the same data type, and each value doesn't need to be the same data type either. Here the keys are 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the values are this, is, a, and dictionary. Now let's talk about lists. Lists are a data type that are used to store collections of data. A list allows for multiple values to be stored in the same variable. The items within a list do not have to be of the same data type. As we can see here, I have strings and an integer in this list. Let's move on to tuples, or tuples. Tuples are another data type in Python that are used to store collections of data. These items may also be of different data types. Tuples are more memory efficient than lists are and are immutable, which means they cannot be changed later on in a script. The range data type is used to generate a sequence of numbers. This is usually used with the for loop to iterate over a sequence of numbers. Range 3 will generate integers from 0 up to, but not including, 3. Next we have sets. A set is sort of like a list, but a set cannot have any duplicates in it. Sets also store their values in an unordered fashion. So having this set of strings that I've created that reads like a sentence could get jumbled up when it's saved in memory. Now a frozen set is exactly like a set, except a frozen set is immutable, which, like I said earlier, means it cannot be changed. Bools or Boolean data types are used to represent the truth value of an expression. A Boolean only has two possible values, which can either be true or false. The byte data type is a sequence of bytes that have been encoded and are ready to be stored in memory or disk. This data type is also immutable and contains information about the given size and data. A byte array is a mutable sequence of integers in the range between 0 and 225. Mutable means that it can be changed. This allows you to work directly with binary data and is useful to work with low-level data, like data inside of images or data coming directly from the network. The memoryview data type allows Python code to access the internal data of an object that supports the buffer protocol without copying. It is a safe way to expose the buffer protocol in Python. The Python buffer protocol is a framework in which Python objects can expose raw byte arrays to other Python objects. Lastly, we have the none data type. The none data type is used to define a null value or no value at all. None is not the same as 0, it's not the same as false, and it's not the same as an empty string. Thanks to everyone for watching this video about the built-in Python data types. This was just a quick overview of all the data types, so subscribe and look out for my upcoming videos that will discuss most of these data types in depth. Hope to see you on the next one!